Hey, home groups, really, really thankful that you guys are hanging out together. And albeit, in a digital sense, it's okay, you're still together. I've got a very, very strong exhortation to you today. And I know if you watched Sunday's message, and you should have watched it because, the home group curriculum's tied to it. But if you watched it, there was a strong exhortation to fast in that message. And I want to really encourage you. We don't talk about fasting in the Western church. Sometimes I think that that's the case because we've got everything at our fingertips. We don't really live in need in a sense. And so, we can tolerate the absence of fasting because our lives pretty much are good to go. I know we're in a situation right now where things are in upheaval, and so I for sure qualify those statements with that. But thank God for the upheaval. Thank God that we are in a place where we have been compelled to be pushed towards Him, where we need Him. Jesus exhorted His disciples. He taught them to pray, "Give us this day our daily bread." So living in a place where we are asking God to meet our daily needs, not because we've got a month or 3 months or 5 years of savings in place or a secure job, but living in a place where we are that dependent upon God is not a bad place to be. In fact, this was what Jesus exhorted His disciples to do, to pray that way, to trust God on a daily basis. And in addition to that, to fast. We need to reappropriate the spiritual discipline of fasting again. And it needs to become a continual part of our relationship with God and how we engage in the spiritual battle we deal with on a daily basis. As a pastor, I'm daily dealing with people who have broken marriages, who are struggling with chronic addiction, who are living with toxic attitudes, who have real spiritual roadblocks everywhere in their life. And I'm telling you, very rarely do I hear someone say, "Hey, pastor, you know what? I've got this roadblock and I've been praying and I've been fasting." I don't hear that. And I'm saying there's a connection. Sometimes that roadblock exists because we've not been appropriating God's power through fasting. Jesus said this in Matthew chapter 17 to His disciples. They couldn't exorcise the demon from that boy. And Jesus not only told His disciples they needed to believe in God, a mustard seed of faith, but they could break through that spiritual barrier with prayer and fasting. So this is the deal. This week, I'm encouraging you to encourage each other. I'm encouraging you to encourage each other to begin to fast routinely. Paint your target, be specific, persevere when the temptation comes, right? Make sure you're walking in prayer and righteousness and expect God to hear from heaven and unleash His mighty power in your life. Then you will see the mountains move. Then you will see the obstacles broken. Then you will have the strength to fly over the hurdle because you will be accessing the power that God has supplied for you. Start that this week and believe that God is going to do a great work. And listen, let's all paint the target of awakening in our city, that God would give us a spiritual awakening in the city of Las Vegas. Have a great time.